Hey everybody, it's just me coming at you with another Wonderlands build video. This is another melee ability damage build. It's a Stabomancer Black Collar. But I just want to thank everybody for following and subscribing to my YouTube page. And if you haven't already, please just go ahead and subscribe and like the video. With that, let's go ahead and get into it.
Place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. Ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Alright, so starting off, we have the live wire. You want to be holding the live wire whenever you melee. It gives you increased melee damage. We also have the delusion. I use the delusion to soak the enemies before I hit them. The melee weapon that I was using for all of the one hits in this video was the Welling Banshee, preferably with Echo. It needs to be, it doesn't have to be cryo, but I was using cryo. You could use cryo, shock, whichever, but I prefer cryo. It seems to work the best. And then we have two melee damage rings. We're just trying to increase melee as much as possible. I have the Cursed Wit. It has plus 20% melee damage while water's depleted. That's why you was seeing me have my shield broke every time I would go to hit the boss. And then onto the paradigm. So this build here, since it was Stabo Black Collar, it's actually funny that I was using this paradigm. I was only using it because it is ability and spell increased by melee, and it has melee damage increase and all damage dealt. But all of the skill points there, none of them go into the actual build because both of those are Berserker skill points, and since I'm not running Berserker, I literally didn't get any skills off of this paradigm. But this is the paradigm I was using to hit 933 million. So I guess if there was a god roll for it, I really don't know what all can come on the paradigm, but if you could get 3 into the Frostbite skill in Black Collar Tree on a paradigm like this, I would say that would be best, but I'm not even sure if that is a body armor in this game, so I can't really say. And then I was using the Buffmaster. The Buffmaster has to be cryo, has to be Ka-Chow and Bonk. Ka-Chow is ability damage increase and crit chance increase. Bonk is melee damage increase. It has to be cryo because we want to activate the Buffmaster, shoot the enemy to apply the frost status effect, so we can then get the damage boost, melee damage boost of Frostbite here in the Black Collar tree. And then the last thing is the necklace. Once again, the actual rolls on the necklace, I didn't get either of them. It's Dark Magic and Spell Shot. That does not help me in any way, but the all damage dealt was all I was looking for. And I always go with the Urge because the Plague Storm takes a while to get back. And then over here in the skills, starting off in the Stabbo tree, I went 5 out of 5 into Arsenal, 3 out of 3 into Haste, mainly for the attack speed. I went 5 out of 5 into Swift Death because I went 3 out of 3 into Haste, so we had movement speed increases. This gives us more damage due to movement speed, so that was just a really nice increase there. 3 out of 3 into Exploit Their Weakness. We're always applying status effects, usually Cryo because of the Buffmaster or Lightning. It really just depends. And then we got 3 out of 3 into this one into follow-up, because whenever you are shooting the boss before you melee them, even if it's just a little bit of damage, it still increases your melee attack. So that's always nice. We went 1 out of 1 into Shadow Step, mainly just so we can get that crit hit next after you get a kill. I went 1 out of 1 into Elusive, mainly just to get down the tree. I wanted to use Executioner's Blade this time, and it seemed to be very strong. Executioner's Blade will sometimes come out and hit for lots and lots of damage, but mainly I just didn't want to... You can't get as many damage increases in the Black Collar tree going down for this build as you can getting Alchemical Agent. I went 3 out of 3 into Contagion because even if you... because Contagion does still work. It's a very good skill. You just have to hit with a lot of damage for it to tick for a lot of damage, and this build definitely hits with a lot of damage. And then over here in the Black Collar tree, I went 5 out of 5 into Status Effect Chance, 5 out of 5 into Geist in the Shell, 4 out of 5 into Poison Damage Increase, 1 out of 1 into Bog Down. This is nice because Geist in the Shell will activate Bog Down when you're mobbing. I use the Delusion for bossing. But the real reason we're in the Black Collar tree is the Frostbite. Frostbite skill is a very strong melee damage increase, and that's why we have to run the Cryo Buffmaster. Then over here in our hero stats, I've been forgetting to show my hero stats in my last 2 videos, but this is exactly what I have on the Clawbringer build and the Berserker build. This is exactly what I went into. Max Strength, Max Dexterity, and then the rest into Attunement. I went the rest into Attunement because the skill Plague Storm, which is the skill we use on this build, it takes a very long time to get back, so trying to get your skill cooldown as high as possible. And then just to show off my myth rank, I wanted to prove that I don't have lots into melee damage. As you see, I have 0 into melee damage. I do have 20 out of 20 into the swing speed. I do have 20 out of 20 into the crit chance. And I have 12 out of 20 into the crit damage. But yeah, guys, that's the build. If you have any questions, just go ahead and chat me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube. And thank you so much.